If you're just joining, we're about to start an extensive deep dive timeline. It's got about the most extensive timeline I've seen out there, and I'm going to go through Google Earth and just make Google Earth my bitch so that you guys can see exactly where this thing takes place. We'll put times, dates, everything in there. So we will we'll get going here in just a second. I'm getting a few more things worked out on the media side of things. We're gonna have we'll have some live videos, some drone shots of some different areas, and so hang on, we'll be here shortly. Just getting a few more things lined up. We will open up for calls if there's any questions or anything like that. So we're gonna just take our time. It's freaking a blizzard outside, literally a blizzard. I got 5 or 6 inches, 8 inches on my Jeep already, and it hasn't slowed, and it's still coming down. So hang on, we about to get going. We're gonna kick off with let me get this timeline pulled up so I can know what I'm doing here. Taka. So we got web source. Where's my window? Boop, boop, boop. And we'll throw myself up there. Why not come on screen with you kids? All right. I can't, let me pull chat up in one window on this. The chat will be a little bit delayed behind me, but I'll keep my eye on chat if any questions come up. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Absolutely like and subscribe. So if you're just joining, we're about to just go deep dive into a timeline. This timeline was put together by none other than one of our YouTube or Facebook followers. So let's start where this thing starts, which is down in Woodland Park, Colorado. Hopefully I'm not lagging. Hopefully my looks like my video is lagging a little bit, not catching up with me. So this thing starts in Woodland Park, Colorado, obviously, but what you may or may not know is that it starts back in 2006. Okay, so we're in Woodland Park right here. This is 24, and we're gonna start this. This little shindig is actually gonna start right here, because I have a feeling right here at the rodeo grounds is where they met. So we're gonna call this. We want to add a pin. We're going to add a place marker. And we're going to call this where it all begins. This is Patrick. Oh, don't do that. Yeah, we can start like that. That'll work. That'll work. We're going to call this Patrick Frazee. We're going to call Patrick Frazee or PF. Style and color. Let's go with, what color can, oh, that's it. That's my text. Okay. So Patrick. I don't think I got to, oh, wait, I do. Never mind. That's not Patrick. Let's delete that. Let's delete this one. How do I delete that? Maybe this way? That'll work. Let's do this one. Why didn't I do this? Where's that horseback rider? There's Patrick. So Patrick and KK, we'll put Patrick here. PF from now on, just so you guys know. This all started back in 2006. No, this is not a Colorado Crime Con timeline. This is a Special Investigators timeline. We're going to drop another one in here. Who are we going to use for KK is the question. That's what we got to decide. I think we're going to make, I wish we had a donkey or something. I don't like giving KK much credit, though. We don't even have no women horseback riders. That's a bathroom. Let's do that. Let's just do Patrick and KK meet. PF and KK meet 2006. They met each other 12 years prior, dated in college. All right. So in 2010, and this is all according to the affidavit given to us, the police affidavit. So don't think I'm just coming up with these dates. This is the rodeo arena in Woodland Park, Colorado. We're just going to use that as where Patrick and KK meet. And almost a few years later, in 2006, it says they started a business relationship. So we'll say they met at the rodeo. They met 12 years prior, actually. I need to put that little note in there because even though this is when PF and KK knew each other 12 years prior, dated in college. So they've known each other for about 12 years. It says they had a business relationship in 2006, according to Slater, the CBI investigator. And that came out in a tweet by Sam and by a few other people. So we're gonna start this timeline off in 2006 when that business relationship started. 12 years prior, understand that these two knew each other in college. They dated in college. So, but they started their business relationship off here. In 2010 in Idaho, Gooding, it's not Gooding, Idaho. We're going to go Twin Falls. Twin Falls, Idaho. You know, miles and miles away, however many miles away from Woodland Park. I don't have the exact address. Somebody on chat could probably send me the exact address to Chad's house. But what we're going to do here is we're just going to put a place marker here that Chad, Lee, and KK marry summer of 2010. Okay? Just to give you a little bit of understanding of timeline. So 2006, Patrick and KK meet up and start a business relationship. They date in 2000, 12 years earlier in college. They date in 2000, 12 years earlier than 2006. In 2016, let's go out to Florissant, Colorado real quick, because in 2016, the summer of, well, somewhere in the 2016, 2017, where search 2016, the year 2016, 2017, a little extramarital affair starts. We think it starts right here. So we're gonna say that KK and Patrick meet up at Omar Frazee's house. We don't want to go that far in. Come on, back up. Exit ground level. So we'll stay right here. We're gonna drop a pin here. Let's see what kind of pin we can drop. Do we have a bed? Do we have a bed? I got a house. Am I missing a bed? We got nowhere. We got food. I guess I could bring in an icon. Can I bring in icons? Oh yes. Clear icons, add custom icons. Well, by God, let's add some custom icons. Little actual bedtime. You guys got all day. It's snowy outside. The hookup happens. Yes, the hookup. But this is where the affair starts. Remember, she was married while this started. So let's do this right here. What happened there? We didn't want that. We'll see if I can do this or not. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to make it happen if it does. We're going to give them an IKEA bed or something. Let's add an icon here and see if we can browse. They deserve better than a... Well, they don't deserve better, but they definitely... Yeah, let's put that little... Got that bed. There we go. Hook up in the little bed right there, kids. Let's call that KK and PF hookup. And that was in that's between 2000. This is according to the story, right? that we're all hearing? 2017. And that actually comes from the affidavits. So you have to understand, these are in police affidavits. So 2016, 2017 is when they hook up. In 2018, in the summer of 2018. So summer of 2018, we got to go back to Twin Falls. And I'm using Twin Falls as just a reference point. I know there's a bunch of little towns and little stuff going on, but I'm using Twin Falls as a reference point just for all the action going on there. I know Twin Falls a little bit, but I don't know it well enough to dive deep into knowing exactly where this divorce took place. Because in 2018, the summer of 2018, a divorce happens. That divorce happens between Chad Lee and KK. And this is where I am 100% sure stuff starts to unfold about how KK can get in Patrick's life on a more full-time basis. We got to believe that KK was trying to jockey herself into a position to hook up with Patrick more and more. So this is where the divorce happens. And this, I think back in 2000, KK and CL. 2018 summer. Back to Woodland. So now, August of 2018, KK comes back out to visit Patrick. And so when the hookup happens, now she said she's been divorced.
I gotta tell you.
Oh.
The power is tripping, so you need to know the power is very close to going out.
Okay.
It's been flashing steadily the last. Oh my god! You're so much so. Yeah. So.
In 2018, so if we get cut out, what we'll do is we're gonna cut over to our phone, and y'all are just gonna lose Google Earth, and we'll just go to a chit chat.
Looks like it's close.
So, roll away bed. What they need. In August of 2018, KK visits Patrick after the divorce. So after the divorce, we're going to have to do a custom icon for KK from now on. So let me pull my custom icon. Mic is flickering. It's flickering. It's flickering. Oh. Let's get a custom. We need to get a. Oh, there's a good one. She got lots of hair though, right? Oh, that one will work. Y'all stick with me. Y'all ain't got nothing better to do. True crime. Love your channel, Lace with Lacey. Thanks for joining, guys. So in August of 2018, after KK has divorced her husband, Chad Lee, she goes on a little road trip. Now we can give her the proper we can give her the proper proper icon there. So KK becomes KL, Crystal Lee. I probably spelled crystal wrong. How do you spell crystal? K-Y-S-T-A-L. That's what it is. Crystal Lee. And she comes out. Oh, wait. Let's go ahead and... can I get in there and edit that? Shoot. I need to edit that. KK becomes Crystal Lee, comes out and visits Patrick. This is August of 2018. This is according to the affidavit. So these are police records that we're getting these dates from. Now, according to a tweet sent out by Sam in August, PF contacted an attorney about custody proceedings. So now think, she comes out in August. And also in August, down in, well, we're going to call that down in Colorado Springs. I'm thinking he went to the Springs to find an attorney. And so we're going to go down to Colorado Springs. And I'm picking my nose on camera, which is always awesome. I just realized that.
Keeping it real, real.
Keeping it real, real. Dad's going off camera so I can blow my nose.
Here you go. This is clean, just stained, so just use that.
Sorry about that, kids. Somebody says poor donkey. All right. Got my nose all cleaned up. Got some coffee. If you're just joining us, thanks for coming in on this freaking snowy afternoon, this snowy day here in Colorado.
Don't be scared of the snow.
We decided to do a quick little extensive little timeline because there's nothing else to do in this time. So listen, I don't know who she went and saw to get a lawyer at all. I have no concept of who Patrick went and saw. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to say he came to a pretty good law offices, and I'm going to say he came right here to these law offices. Can that work for us? So what we're going to do here is Patrick PF contacted lawyer regarding possible custody what icon are we going to give the lawyer? We'll just give it some cash because I wonder if he had to pay some cash. Nah, we don't want to give him the cash. Let's give it we'll give him the red. We'll give him the red single in there. So why didn't that drop? Where did that drop? Oh. Bingo. Guess it dropped in the house. Oh, there it is. So PF contacted the lawyer regarding a custody battle, and this is in August 2018. Paperwork found regarding the custody investigation showed no prior custody filings or proceedings. So this is all according through Dan May and CBI agent Slater, tweeted out by Sam. So these were things that were read in court and were tweeted out by Sam. So I can't verify these tweets, only to say that Sam's done a pretty good job of tweeting out. So September is when KK says PF first talked of killing KB. So, and this is according to the affidavit. So let's go back out to the hookup spot. Let's say for all intensive purposes in September sometime, whether it was on the phone or whether it was at Omar Frazee's place. But early September is when KK first says Patrick asked her or talked to her about killing killing KB. And then September 23rd is when KK takes coffee to Kelsey. So let's put in a September at Patrick's house. Put a little date in there, because this is when the first talks start happening about killing Kelsey. And that's in September. Now, September 23rd, that's a very specific date, by the way, given in court. This is tweeted out by Kramer. So, affidavit says PF first talked of killing KB. Sam tweets out Kelsey or KB or KK goes to Woodland Park, Colorado, and goes to the Starbucks in Woodland. Now, there's two Starbucks in Woodland. There's one inside the Safeway, and then, but I believe she went to the drive-thru. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm gonna guess that she went to the drive-thru Starbucks. And the drive-thru Starbucks is down here by Walmart. I'm not even sure if Google has updated their pictures. Oh, yeah, they have. Perfect. So Starbucks is right here. This is where she would have come through this drive-thru right here. This is the drive-thru. This is where she would have got the coffee at, okay? So that's where she would have got the coffee. So we're going to put a little tag there for the coffee. KK picks up coffee. This is on September 24th. So if you're just joining, we're going over a pretty extensive timeline that was put together by somebody here on the Woodland Park Underground. Hi, Holly. Hi, everybody. Sorry, I haven't been talking. Sorry. They were at a bar first. So September 21st or September 23rd, KK takes coffee to KB. October 16th, according to cell phone records, according to Sam via Slater, on October 26th, well, first of all, let's go let's go here because you guys haven't been to Kelsey's house. So if we're going from Starbucks to Kelsey's house, we're driving up 24 here. This is Highway 24. Just to put into perspective where everything at is. Safeway's right here. Ooh, I missed my Google. The ENT Bank is right there. That's INT. And so we're just coming up 24 now, Highway 24, the way that most likely KK would have driven to Kelsey's house. I think she was with the aunt, okay? And if KK was with the aunt, they came up here. This is Kelsey's block. This is also my block. Came up here. They said that they parked in the alleyway, which is this way right here. So let's say if they pulled here or this way, this has been called the alleyway too, okay? And so whether it was here or over here, they said they pulled into an alleyway. Kelsey's house is right here. So let's drop a pin right on Kelsey's house so you can at least see her home. Home. So Kelsey's house is right here. There's a couple of ways they could have gotten here. There's this turn in here or this turn in. This dead ends right here. Okay? I think what happened is the aunt pulled in here. She told her to stop. She walked around here to deliver the coffee. Okay? So that was on September 23rd. So we're going to drop another coffee pin here just so that we can see that she brought the coffee. But she says she didn't poison the coffee. KK takes coffee to KB. I can't believe that is what I can't believe. We'll go ahead and we'll keep going down the timeline here. We're not going to stop. October 16th rolls around. KK, KB, and PF. KK takes pipe to murder KB. KK leaves pipe by PF's gate. Sean Frazee finds the pipe and asks PF about it. Listen, this is directly from Slater via Sam's Twitter. So on October 16th, out at Omar Frazee's place. Now, where they're talking about it, I just got crashed by my daughter, is that they're saying that KK takes the pipe, doesn't do anything, but leaves the pipe right here at the fence. And that Patrick's brother finds the pipe. Don't drop the coffee. No, this was on September 23rd. Coffee goes to KB. On October 16th, KK takes the pipe to murder Kelsey. She then backs out of the whole pipe idea. She takes the pipe back to Patrick's house and she drops it by the gate. Now that doesn't make a ton of sense, but okay. If that's what you're saying you did, I'll go with that. But we're going to do open. We're going to drop okay. Okay. Oh, shoot. What happened to I don't want a star. I want a donkey. So KK brings pipe back and leaves by gate. And that is on October 16th. Now understand this. She's down here on the 23rd. She's down here in October. And she drops a pipe, or she picks up a pipe. Then she drops a pipe. Couldn't do anything about it. This is her story. This is what she tells us. And so when people want to talk about this woman being a... Oh shit, did my Google just crash? No. So she grabs this, she drops this pipe. And Sean finds it. That's October 23rd. Think about that, people. Think about this. I want you to think about this because this is what happened. A woman knew a woman was going to get killed. A woman knew. She came down a few times. She tried to do it. She was going to do it. She was going to do it. She was going to do it. Listen again. October 23rd. She comes down to kill Kelsey. She can't do it. Or September 23rd, she comes down to kill Kelsey. October, oh, did I put October 23rd? That's actually October 16th. Shit. She comes down on October 16th. I'm so confused right now. Damn, y'all should be confused. October 16th, KK comes down to kill with a pipe. She backs out and leaves the pipe. All right. Now we got my dates right. So October 16th, she comes down to kill with a pipe. So now she's come down on September 23rd. She's come down on October 16th. Now, on October 23rd, Slater says KK takes a bat from her home to murder KK, or to murder KB. Changes her mind, goes to PF, and says, I can't do it. Listen, October 23rd. So she was down here on September 23rd. She was down here on October 16th. She's back down here on October 23rd with a bat that she brings from her house. It's ridiculous. People, this woman should be locked up forever. The mule's back in town. KK brings bat to kill KB, but tells PF, I can't do it. Oh, jeez. I messed up again. That is on October 23rd. This woman comes down on 3 occasions. I think she comes down on 4 occasions, but let's start with 3. She comes down in October with a bat to kill KB. Sometime around October. Oh, Shelly, Frazee, not Sean. Somebody says Shelly, Sean. Somebody said it wasn't Sean who got the bat. It was Shelly. That was my bad. Damn initials. There's too many SFs and CFs. Oh, I didn't leave it anyway. So she leaves the bat. I didn't mark that down. Good. I didn't mark that down. So my mistake on SF. I'm looking at my timeline, and that's Shelly, Frazee, not Sean. Sorry, Sean, you little freak. All right, let's get back on this. Where am I at? Shelly. Yep, Casey, Shelly, whatever. Sheila, Shelly, Sheila, whatever her name is. Shitheads. I'm so frustrated right now. No one's Shelly. Sheila. Omar. Sheila. Dad can't read shit anyway. Call her Omar. Why did somebody send me Sheila's name in a time frame line, Christy? Call her Omar. That's her name. God, I'm worn out. And I ain't even to the murder yet. I cannot believe this freaking KK didn't say a word. I cannot believe that she didn't contact police on 3 different occasions. And they let her go. They let her go. What's up, Bobby? Oh. Man. They're all evil. They're all freaking evil. All right, we've cleared up. Omar found the pipe. Omar asked Patrick about it. And we haven't even got to a murder yet. I'm worn the freak out with all this crap going on, and we haven't even got to a murder yet. It's ridiculous. Somebody call in and talk to me. Tell me what's going on. What's happening? Somebody call in, give me a buzz, and tell me what's happening. Let's talk about where we're at right now. I don't want to talk about more. I don't want to get into more. I want to talk about where we're at in the timeline. So if you're listening, is my music too loud, by the way? I haven't even been listening. I forgot I left my... Did I leave my music on? Huh. Happening. Oh, no. Let's talk about where we're at right now. Music's good. Somebody give me a call in. Give me a call in. 719-377-0343. The lines are open. Uh-oh, we got a call in from California. What's going on? You're on with Live Dad with the phone. I don't know what we're doing. Who am I talking to?
TimeLine. Mrs. TimeLine.
Oh, Mrs. TimeLine's in the house. She about to tell Dad what he's done wrong now.
No, I got in late. I didn't get in till you were about 20 minutes in. So, but Sheila's the one, not Sean.
Yeah, well, I wanted to blame Sean.
He probably deserves some blame around here too.
Yeah, he does. Hey, so what about warrants? Did the warrants change any? No, because we're not to the warrants yet. But you were gonna do some warrant stuff in there. Did that change a lot?
It didn't change a lot until we get to, what they found when they started doing the warrants and what they found. There's just a lot more detail in the warrants of like what they found, where the blood was.
Gotcha.
Of stuff. I combined all the warrants yesterday into one document. It's 437 pages.
Hang on, kids. We're going to be here all night. No. Wow. 437 pages of warrants, huh?
So I'm working on that.
Wow. Well, yeah, you stay after that. Well, thank you so much. Do you have any questions?
No, not right now. You're doing a good job.
All right.
Showing everybody where everything's at and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going then on this timeline, and we will. I got it right. Oh, well, from now on, when you're referencing old Ma, just put OF.
Oh. MF, Ma Frazee.
That's gonna be her official name.
There you go. Okay.
So, all right. Well, we'll talk to you later,
all right,
Christy.
Take care.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Live with Dad with the phone. Whew. When did Crystal buy the bat? What kind of bat did Crystal buy? Once she didn't use the bat, what did she do with the bat? These are all very, very good questions. All right, we're going to keep rolling down this timeline. We are at October 23rd. KK takes a bat from her home to murder KB. Changes her mind, goes to PF's, says, I can't do it. That's according to the affidavit, people. That's according to Slater, who the CBI. So, and then the affidavit says on or around October 23rd, KK tells Michelle Stein that PF wanted her to help kill KB. Date confirmed by cell phone records. So listen, this is on the sworn police affidavit. On October 23rd, Michelle Stein, KK's friend, is informed 1 day, less than 1 month before Kelsey is murdered. Michelle Stein knows about it. Let's go to Twin Falls. I wish I had another donkey. Oh, man. Twin Falls Hospital. I don't think it was St. Luke's, though. Oh, that's Twin. That's because I put the wrong... Idaho. St. Luke's Valley. I don't think it was St. Luke's Valley. I thought it was something else. That don't sound familiar. Maybe it is. St. Luke's Magic Valley? Thank you. Thank you, Quinny. So we're right in the middle of We're right in the middle of this this timeline, and according to cell phone records, on October 23rd, Michelle Stein, whatever her name is, finds out that PF wants KK to kill KB. You don't get to live without that, girl. You get to live with that the rest of your life. I don't know if it happened at the St. Luke's Magic Valley Medical Center, but we're going to call it there. Do we know if they have KK's phone? If they have her phone and then text about the mess, we will maybe get convicted. Yes, and KK was Magic Valley Rodeo Queen. Yeah, she's a Magic Valley Rodeo biatch. I have no concept of even trying to be nice to these people anymore. We're on October 23rd. KK told Michelle that PF wanted her to help kill KB. Date confirmed by cell records. I want you guys to hear that, because this isn't something somebody's tweeting out. This has now been confirmed by cell phone records. And Michelle has admitted it. So when you think about that, all right, on November 3rd, PF calls KK in Reno for another opportunity. KK looks for flights, but declines. Holy fuck! Oh, jeez. This is nuts, people. Absolute nuts. So a phone call is made to KK. This is nuts. So on November 22nd, between 1 o'clock and 4 a.m. November 3rd. PF is with KB in Utah. He invites KK out to come down to Reno and kill KB. That's according to a tweet, but it comes out of the mouth of Slater in the... Now, on November 23rd, KK's Gmail account had location for November and December, but no dates surrounding murder. Listen, affidavit, law enforcement, according to Google, KK's Gmail account had location information for November and December, but no dates surrounding murder. That's around November 3rd. That's somewhere around November 3rd. That's in the affidavit. It's red. It doesn't tell us what happens. On November 21st, PF calls KK and asks what her Thanksgiving plans were. Oh, really? Oh, really, PF? So according to Sam, out of the words of Slater, on November 21st, Patrick makes a phone call. He makes a phone call. PF calls KK to see what she is up to on Thanksgiving. So listen, she tells this story that he called to say, "What's up, girl? What you doing for Thanksgiving?" This is the day before Thanksgiving. Do you buy this story? I think this is where the story starts to fall apart. I think when that phone call was made, she might have hopped in the car and drove down. This is crazy. The affidavit shows on November 22nd, between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m., PF contacts KB. Approximately 10 contacts between PF and KB on November 22nd between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. Approximately varies. KB to PF, 1:17 a.m. 1:18 a.m., 1:20 a.m., 1:42 a.m., and 3:32 a.m. This is according to the affidavit. This is contacts between PF and KB. At 3:45 a.m., there is a 13-second call between PF and KB. At 3:53, there's text messages. At 9:15, there's text messages. And at 9:37, there's text messages. Okay, so listen. On November 22nd, they start talking and they start texting. According to cell phone records, on November 22nd, there's these conversations and these texts going back between 1 o'clock a.m. and 4 a.m. According to the affidavit, at 3:34 a.m., there's a 13-second phone call between PF and KB. Then, again, text messages back and forth, 3:53, 9:15, 9:37. So let's put PF. Okay, so let's add. We're just going to add some phone calls back and forth right now because there's quite a few phone calls that happened between KB, Kelsey, and Patrick. And those phone calls all happened very early morning on November 22nd. Whatever happened in those... Whatever happened in those phone and text messages could be the reason, could be the trigger, could be the motive. I gotta take a break. We still haven't got to the murder. But we've looked at this, and this thing started back September. It almost happens in Reno. It almost happens 3 times here in Woodland Park. Somebody call in. We gotta talk about what maybe these phone calls were, what these text messages were between. If you, I'd like call in 719-377-0343. If you want to listen to this, if you want to talk about this, if you want to see, let's have a discussion about what you think happened between. Let's see what you think happened between 22nd there. I got to add one more thing into this timeline because there is a visit to Walmart at 1:50 a.m. So at 1:50 a.m. at the Walmart in Woodland Park, Colorado, KB visits according to a receipt and records. You see where the Walmart is in comparison to the coffee shop? Just so you understand. So now we start visiting the Walmart. The first visit to the Walmart that is mentioned by law enforcement is that Kelsey Berreth was in this Walmart around 1:50 a.m. All right, listen. Let's talk about an alternative to the November 22nd killing. What if on November 21st, Patrick makes a phone call to KK? She drives 14 hours straight. She's now in Colorado. She's somewhere in Woodland Park. She knows Kelsey is at the house. She texts Patrick from a burner phone. She texted to his burner phone. Hey, I'm in Woodland. Get her out of the house. So then Patrick begins this conversation via text messages, via phone calls with Kelsey. He gets Kelsey to leave the house. At this time, KK prepares. She gets to the house. Kelsey goes to Walmart, picks up medicine, takes it out to Florissant, Colorado, to Patrick. She stays a few hours, but then she decides, or Patrick tells her to leave. She then comes back to the house. And early morning, Thanksgiving Day. Or not. God, it's so close. We see her at Safeway on Thanksgiving, though. The 23rd. I have a feeling that something went down that evening. I have a feeling. I know that she didn't get killed on that early morning because we see her at Thanksgiving, or we see her at the Safeway. But I just have this feeling. I just have a feeling that KK was around. Why was all this going back early morning on Thanksgiving morning? What was Patrick doing? Why was he bringing Kelsey out to the house? Why was she coming back to her condo? What was happening between them? Somebody give me a call. Let's talk about this. Let's discuss this. Hey, thank you, Carol, for watching the Dateline show. We're just going over an extensive timeline. I'm not even ahead on myself because I'm trying to look at this at like I've never looked at it before, and I'm even thinking, man, that would have been the opportunity. But we did see KK later in the
omelet or scrambled eggs.
Look at the blizzard outside. There's like a lot of snow.
Serious.
Snow is getting serious in Woodland Park.
I'm so glad we got a wood burner.
Well, Judy, go to Facebook and you can see the video on Facebook, or you can see the video on YouTube, and I do a little bit of commentating. The number, Ginger Locke's mom, is 719-377-0343. Is it not up on the YouTube? Oh, yeah, it's right there. You're just probably listening, huh? I don't want to talk about more. I don't want to get in. Whoop, whoop. Oh, somebody's calling. Video on Canyon City's calling in. Hello, this is Michael, Dad with the phone. You're live on YouTube.
Hey, Michael.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
This is Lucky Lou, right? Is this Lucky Lou?
Was KK's location verified by anything or anyone on the 22nd? I think I saw somewhere that she was in Reno, but I was wondering if that was fact or fiction.
Oh, you're talking about the 22nd of November?
Yeah, when he called her and said, you have a mess to clean up?
No, I think, well, I haven't heard, the only thing I've heard about Reno was that he invited her out to Reno in early November. So early November, November 3rd, PF calls KK in Reno for another opportunity. KK looks for flights, but then declines coming down.
Oh, okay.
So that's where Reno comes into play.
Okay. So she absolutely was in Idaho then. Or she may have been in Colorado and somebody in Idaho had her phone.
Yep, somebody else had her phone, or she was in Idaho. Oh, we got another call coming in. Did you have any more questions?
Nope, I'm good. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Hello, you're live with Dad with a phone.
Hey, you're live with a troll from Cincinnati.
A troll from Cincinnati? Well, tell me, troll. What's your question for Dad?
This is True Crime Truth Finders.
I know, I'm messing with you. I know who I'm talking to. So, what do you got?
I'm telling you, I think she's more involved. She has more to do with this. I think she's the mastermind.
So, what do you think? Maybe she was down here on the early morning of the 22nd while Patrick and KB were having all these texts and discussions?
Yeah, I'm beginning to think that may just be the case.
So, if she's down here and Patrick has obviously talked Kelsey into going to Walmart at 1:50, like 2 o'clock in the morning, she goes to Walmart. She gets some sort of medicine for his ulcer or whatever. She drives it back out to Florissant, which is about a 25-minute, 30-minute drive. And then she stays out there for a little bit, but she returns back to her house. She's back at her house sometime early a.m. on the 22nd. And at 9 a.m., she talks to Mom for about 5 minutes, and she talks to her. KB told CB she got home at 4 a.m. after being out with Patrick checking cattle late on 11/21. So there's this story about the cattle thing where she's telling the cattle, and then so she was probably out with Patrick out there all day on the 21st doing cattle. But at some point, she runs into Walmart at 1:50 a.m. and then goes back to Patrick's and then gets back home about 4 a.m. in the morning. According to the affidavit, which the affidavit is cell phone records. So they're using cell phone pings to verify this.
Yeah, and she was up shortly after that. I think she ended up texting him and calling him around like 9 in the morning. So she didn't have a whole lot of sleep either. So she might have been in one of those positions, too, where she got caught off guard, and I feel like maybe Crystal was there while he was at Walmart. He was trying to get his alibi, being seen on camera at Walmart, being seen on camera at the bank, and she just seems like the master manipulator. She had so many different times that she could have killed him, and she says that Patrick told her to do this, and Patrick even gave her tools to do that or gave her ideas to do that. And just, we talked yesterday, I just feel like she knows too much. The stories that she tells, it's not something that someone's just going to give you the exact play-by-play on what happened. I feel like she was there. I don't know if she was involved in the murder necessarily, but I feel like she might have been the mastermind or egged it on. And she's getting off easy, and it just pisses me off.
I know, when you start reading, like, she started back in September, then October, and then November. She had all these opportunities to come down. You start to think, okay, so she didn't do it, she didn't do it, she didn't do it, but she didn't go to cops, she didn't go to cops. She says
she didn't even go to an attorney. Like, I said all along, she should have just gone to an attorney and got some advice, and now she has a good attorney, but if she would have just done this before, Kelsey might still be here and Patrick still could have been put away. Or her. But maybe that was the problem, is that she was so involved in this that she didn't want anything to happen to her. And now she took the easy way out, even though I feel she had so much more. I feel like if Patrick does get convicted, he might be taking more of the fall for things that she did, and she gets off easy. Or, like we talked about yesterday, the evidence that's out there, he might not get convicted of murder at all.
Yeah, that's the big one, is the physical evidence. They have all these phone pings, all these little texts, but they don't know what happened between those. And so, you know, the last phone call she makes is at 9:40 a.m. Patrick and her talk for 3 minutes and 28 seconds. And then at 12:27, Kelsey leaves Safeway with Kaylee. So between 9:40 a.m. and 12:27, there's that space where KB could have been running around town, but that's the last time she's seen. At 12:37, so 10 minutes later, she's seen down the street. So I'm gonna wait to get into that timeline. But so you think, straight up, KK, if you think she's more involved, do you think she's more involved in the masterminding, or do you think she was actually physically on location when the murder took place?
I think both. I think the things that she has said more alludes to the fact that she was involved because she knows too much, and that she was there. Like we talked about the tote and where that was placed, and discoloration, and these are just not things that she would know. I mean, unless she had a drone on location, and we know that didn't happen. So I feel like the things that she's saying, they don't add up, and she's trying to make it sound like she's telling on Patrick from things that he told her, and the things that she saw when she cleaned up, like the molar and like the air vent or whatever,
yeah,
and all of these things and all of the blood, and it took her 4 hours. And then I even heard that maybe that lady that we were talking about yesterday might have been her aunt, and she might have been in a car waiting outside for her for 4 hours. That doesn't add up. Why would you be outside in a car for 4 hours? That still makes you an accomplice. You know what's going on. So it just doesn't make any sense to me, and her story just seems like, I feel like it's almost like the Chris Watts thing, where there might be a little bit of truth to that, but I really think that she was there, and if she wasn't there, she definitely had more to do with it. I feel like she filled his mind with something. Now, I was telling Grady last night, I feel like you caught on to a good point too with the whole Robert Frazee thing, and the fact that there might have been things left for Kaylee, but maybe Crystal was like, look, I'll take care of it and you'll get off. I don't know. There's a lot to it, and you opened my eyes to that yesterday, and we're down that rabbit hole, but I still feel like Crystal just has so much more to do with it, and she's getting off. And I definitely feel like the way that she said that all of the things that he alluded that she should do to Kelsey, that she didn't, and then she even left some of the evidence at his front gate, and then she turns around and says that one of those things that he told her to use was a baseball bat he ended up using. It's just too weird. I don't believe in coincidences a whole lot, and it smells funny.
Well, I think, yeah, it definitely smells funny, and we have to continue to remember that KK didn't say a word until her deal was signed, sealed, and delivered. She never mentions Patrick until her deal is signed, sealed, and delivered to her lawyers. They say, okay, we have an ironclad deal. You can go tell them your story. So at that time, she had a very long time to work out the story and to work out what she was going to say to them when it came time to talk. So I think that she and her story, although it makes sense to the phone pings, right? Because they've matched up the phone pings with her story, or they matched her story to the phone pings so that they can they want to corroborate her story. You know, they said, you know, they want to, even though they get up there and say that the story's not linear or logical. And so, but they want to use that story to convict him. So I hope that this isn't a case of, listen, we know Patrick's involved. There's no doubt in my mind that Patrick's not involved. There's no doubt in my mind that KK's not involved. And so I think now they're just trying to get one. They're like, we can get one of them. It's more logical we'll be able to convict him than it is her, you know. And so, golly, it sucks all the crap she was into.
It does, because she could have, just like you said, she didn't say anything until she realized that she was getting off. And for her maximum sentence, it's what, like 3 or 4 years or something? And for what she actually could have done, I feel like that's why she took it like, oh, crap, I could be put away a lot longer than that. And there she goes. So she's like, oh, well, I'm going to take that, and I'm just going to tell you whatever you want. And almost like when Tammy Lee was interviewing, a part of the Chris Watts interview, she put things in his head like Shanann might have killed the girls, and he said he ran with that. And I feel like there's some things that, just like you said, they're trying to corroborate the evidence with her story, and maybe feeding her some of that evidence so that she can come up with a story to back it up, and then they use that as fact just so that they can try and put him away. And that's going to suck, because he does, I mean, ultimately she's gone. I feel like they both are in on this, and she's getting off way easier if he gets convicted of murder, because I feel like, if anything, complicity after the fact is even getting her off easily, and she doesn't even get that. So either he's going to get off on minimal charges like we talked about yesterday, or he's going to get convicted for a long time and she gets off almost scot-free. And it just sucks. Just shows you how messed up our justice system is.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to start on common ground, let's start with that. It's broken.
It is.
And then,
I know a lot of people say that it's a good thing that they got Crystal Kitty's testimony, but Kelsey Berreth's parents have even come out and said, like, specifically her mom has said that that really upsets her, and she was not necessarily okay with that. So normally the family is one, like, okay, I want the information, I want, you know, that I want Patrick to be put away no matter what it takes, and she can be let off a little bit. But so that makes me think that maybe they even think that she's more involved, because most of the time families that I've dealt with and seen, they're okay with that because they know that the real perpetrator is behind bars and could be for a long time. And in this instance, she doesn't seem like she's okay with that, and I totally understand.
Yeah, it's not a... Golly.
It sucks for them regardless. They have to go through this.
Yeah, it sucks to go through it. It sucks that this thing... I have a feeling that Patrick's going to trial, so it's going to drag out.
Yes.
And then the time for things to change, like I'm just worried, because come trial time, a lot of people forget things. A lot of, KK can get up there and legally say, I really can't recall that.
Right. Convenient memory loss.
Yeah, and they can read her testimony, and she can still say, well, I remember, that sounds familiar, but I really, so there's so many things that she can do that, and she's gonna have she could probably go see a doctor, and the doctor would diagnose her with post-traumatic stress syndrome or some stupidness that would allow her to get up on the stage and show some, or on the stand, and just be like, oh well, yeah, I remember saying that, but I don't remember, how it all actually went down.
That would screw up everything.
Oh, because
prosecution.
Well, if this was an elaborate plan, even if it was an elaborate, it sounds like an elaborate plan, and because that started way back, and so with us understanding that, why wouldn't we think that they didn't add into their plan, what if we get caught?
Yeah, exactly.
And so all of a sudden, Patrick's like, well, I'll take the fall. This is what you do. I mean, I think there's I think that Sean helped in a way, either in advice. He is definitely smart enough to know how to do a little of this cell phone stuff. He's smart enough to know that, and he was with Patrick when the cell phones were turned over. He could have checked Patrick's cell phone. He could have done things. There's this underlining idea that maybe this isn't the first time Patrick has done this. This isn't the first time they've been involved in something like this. And so all of a sudden I start really going down the rabbit hole. If this is a well thought out plan, so thought out that they were like, you're going to fake some cell phone pings because we need you to have an alibi, because we need you to be gone when the murder takes place. But you're going to have firsthand knowledge because we're going to tell you about it. You know, and they could have come up with this plan. They obviously came up with text messages and cell phone pings in places to throw off law enforcement. And so they may not have executed that plan perfectly, but it's got enough confusion that when a jury sits up there, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to say, oh, well, he for sure did it. Oh yeah, but she talked about doing it 3 times. You know?
Exactly.
And so all of a sudden reasonable doubt comes in. She's already got her signed, sealed, delivered, and reasonable doubt gets him off on a solicitation charge or something, you know? And so, well, craziness. I'm gonna try to dive back in this timeline because I haven't even got to a murder yet.
Heck yeah, well, I'll let somebody else call in. I just wanted to.
All right, well, thank you. And this is how can people find your YouTube?
Just search for True Crime Truth Finders. It's also, if you go to YouTube, the web address, you can do / True Crime Truth Finders, and that's how you can find me.
There you go. So if you want to hear more from her and our conversation yesterday, you can head over there right now, like and subscribe. I'll still be here when you get back. Hey, thanks for coming in today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's Kay over at Truth Crime Truth Finders. One of the mods can put her link in there, or she can say hello, and y'all could just click on her her little icon. We're at 1:50 a.m. on November 26th. There is a lot of communication back and forth between Kelsey Berreth and Patrick in the early mornings of November 22nd. The story goes, KB and PF were out working cows all day on the 21st. Sometime on the 21st, PF calls KK. He asks, "What you doing for Thanksgiving, girl?" All of this goes down. KB has no idea that the rest of her life is just a few hours. She tells her brother that she gets home around 4 a.m. after working cows and medicine and all that stuff. I'm sure she went to bed pretty quickly afterwards. At 9:17 a.m., Kelsey's brother talks for a short conversation about Christmas plans. So let's go back to Kelsey's home. Oh. As we fly over Woodland Park and we come down to Kelsey's house, you'll begin to understand that I put the wrong address in for sure. I put 469 Lake in, but that's not the address we're going to. I think it's 429 maybe. So phone calls begin to start taking place between Kelsey and family. She talks to her brother. This has got to be hard. Cheryl Berreth told FBI she spoke to KB for about 5 minutes at approximately 9 a.m. KB told CB she got home at 4 a.m. after being out for a little bit, checking cattle late. She tells her mom, PF dropped me off. I dropped PF, gone to Woodland Park Walmart, get meds. PF stomach's ulcer, took them to him in Florissant. CB took Cheryl Berreth to KB around 9:17 a.m. talking about Christmas plans. I got confused about her brother. I kept thinking it was Clint, but that's actually Carol. 9:40 a.m. PF and KB talk. Oh. 9:40 a.m. Sometime between the call with PF, she decides at 9:40 a.m. November 22nd they talk. Sometime between then and 12:27 she is seen at the Safeway. The Safeway right down the road. It's super close, guys. This Safeway right here is the last place Kelsey is seen alive on video. Her vehicle she walks out the doors at 9:27 a.m. No, not 9:27. Gosh, I'm freaking dyslexic. 12:27. 12:27 p.m. She walks out the Safeway. Cut that one up, kids. Can't look at all these freaking Excel spreadsheets. People get hard on Excel spreadsheets, and I can't even read them. At 12:27 p.m., KB leaves Safeway with Kaylee. At 12:31 p.m., PF and KB talk on the phone. So, listen. At 27, she leaves. Within 5 minutes, she's talking with Patrick for 35 seconds. At 12:33, she is seen down the road on camera at the Williams Brothers furniture store. Many of you guys have driven past there with me. It's right here. This is the Williams Brother furniture store right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop a pin there. And this is where she is seen on a camera. KB is seen on camera. 12:33 p.m. which means at the same time she is talking with PF. This is all been verified with cell phone records, cell phone pings. At that time, Patrick is nearby because their phones are pinging off the same tower. Shit. This happens at 12:35. I'm getting so confused. Wait a minute. What happens? 12:35, KB is seen. So KB's seen here at 12:35, which is right after she talks to Patrick. Cell phone pings, video. KB's video is seen on Williams Brothers Furniture. Surveillance heading towards home. So between 12:35 and 12:37. Okay, so affidavit says 12:35. Kramer's tweet says 12:37. That's why I'm getting confused, because I had a couple of different times in the in my timeline, which is because tweets are not correct in some aspects. PF to law enforcement. I last saw KB at 11 on Thanksgiving, exchanged custody in the alleyway, romantic relationship over, returned handgun, house keys, and other items to KB, 11:12, none recovered. Oh my gosh. So think about this. Okay. So Patrick says that he last sees her right here on Thanksgiving in the alleyway. So we're going to call this the alleyway right here, right? Same place the coffee came, okay? The alleyway is just behind her house. So he parks here. They have an exchange. They talk about the relationship being over. They're breaking up. The breakup happens, according to Patrick. PF tells, and this comes out of a affidavit that was also a recorded conversation. So this is a phone call, I believe, between law enforcement. PF to law enforcement on about the time, and this is on or about this is when he makes the statement, is on December 2nd or 3rd. He tells them, last I saw her was on Thanksgiving. We exchanged the baby. Romantic relationship is over. I returned the handgun, the house keys, and other items to KB. But law enforcement never recovers any of it.
Very incriminating, yeah. Serious incrimination there.
The relationship is over. Thanksgiving morning, he gives her the gun, her keys, and he takes the baby.
That's what I meant by that he had been fighting. I felt like as they were together through the night until like 3 and 4 in the morning going to this Walmart, there must have been this ongoing fight happening.
Well, so the story is, she tells her parents that she was out working cattle all day on the 21st. I don't believe there was a fight going on, because if that was the case, are you going to Walmart at 1:50 in the morning to get medicine for him?
I guess I just wish and hope there was, because it just sounds horrible, yeah.
No, I think he was completely acting.
Oh my gosh.
They went out and had, and I bet they had, I bet he had a romantic time with her out there. That was some of her favorite time, was chasing the cows. She'd tell people that because she didn't have to be around Patrick's mother.
Dude. Kelsey, I wish you had a better experience with your eyes. That's horrible.
In the 9 a.m. stuff, did Kelsey was going for a run? No, I haven't heard anything about a run. Did you hear anything about a run? My wife.
She called her mama at 9:17.
Yeah, she called her mom at 9:17, and they talked about stuff, and her mom doesn't.
She go for a run because she had the baby with her, right?
Supposedly she she had the baby.
There, so you're probably not running with the baby.
Yeah. So this is where cell phone towers become real interesting. So Patrick leaves Kelsey's house after exchanging the babies. The receipts found in the condo and vehicle from Safeway video located. So they found the receipts that were from Safeway for whatever she had purchased at Safeway. KB's cell records show KB and PF to text at 12:41 p.m. At 12:54, between 12:54 and 1:17 p.m. on November 22nd, PF is seen on Walmart surveillance with the baby, the carrier, and blanket from Safeway video. So a lot of people are wondering, did Patrick have the baby at Walmart? Well, yes. According to the video, see, they only gave us a still frame, but they have video from Walmart. And in that video, I am sure they have identified that Patrick was at the Walmart. Now, he is purchasing something at the Walmart. He is seen on video with the baby. He is seen around the Walmart doing something, buying something. Some people think that Patrick is seen on video at Walmart between 12:54 and 1:17. PF, KB, and Kaylee seen in front of KB's door with flowers at 1 p.m. How does that make sense? So if the video from PF seen on Walmart surveillance with baby carrier and blanket from Safeway video. No, that's got to be Walmart video from surveillance. Oh, he's seen with everything. So he's seen with everything that was at the that is also seen in the story of KB and Safeway. So the Safeway video and the Walmart video match up. And understand this. At one point, Kaylee's with mom at the Safeway. At one point, Kaylee's with Patrick at the Walmart, and the carrier, blankets, everything match the same. So for people going, well, is the baby in there? Well, the baby appears to be there. At 1 o'clock, at around 1 p.m., at KB, PF, KB, and Kaylee, according to a tweet. You have to understand, this is according to a tweet given by Adam's testimony. Oh, this is tweet from Sam, but it's testimony from Adams. At 1 p.m. approximately, PF is caught on camera at KB's front door with flowers. Now, there is some kind of... It says that Patrick enters the house. So we're just going straight from the times given in the tweets and given on the affidavit. On the affidavit, it says Patrick enters the condo at 1:24 p.m. And then he's seen outside the condo at 3:36 p.m. So this is when law enforcement believe that at some point between 1:24 and 3 that the murder takes place at 8500 of Kelsey Berreth in the town of Woodland Park. This is according to the affidavits. We have some tweets out that say one thing, but they're not given exact times. The affidavit says that Patrick was seen going into the house. PF is seen going in at 1:24 p.m. PF enters KB's condo. At 3:36 p.m., Patrick, PF, is seen outside KB's condo. Also, at or around 3:36 p.m., PF calls mom and KK, and it's captured on video. PF calls mom and KK at around 3:36, and it's captured on video. So what we're talking about is he's captured on tape or like on a picture at or around that time, and this has probably been verified through cell phone records. So Patrick calls Omar Frazee, and then he calls KK at or around 3:36 p.m. So phone calls go out around that time that he's outside. So they catch him on video outside, and he makes some phone calls. PF calls Omar, and KK. 3:36. It's caught on some sort of video or tape, probably those pictures, but it's also caught on phone pings. And this is according to the affidavit, and no, this is according to, according to affidavit. So 1:24, 3:36, right around that 3:36 mark on there. Slater, the FBI, says PF calls mother as a ping cell tower near at around 4:24, and his cell phone tower pings near, headed west. Pings off a cell phone tower near KB's condo. So it's headed west. So that's where, okay, so again, he makes another call at around 4:24. And this is where the cell phone, that tower that pings off of from her house is right here. Let's see if we can, those cell phones are right here. I'm going to zoom in to them. We call these the towers, actually. They're on an actual hill way up. You can kind of see the topography right there. But these are the cell phone towers in which I believe his phone pings off of. And phone ping from PF to Omar at or around. I got Tulsa, Oklahoma calling in. Let's see who's up. Hello, you're on with Dad with the phone. And they hung up. You called the right number. Call back. PF to Omar at or around 4:24 p.m. This is on November 22nd. This is a call from PF to Omar. And that's where the phone pings off of. If you want to call in right now. He's misreading it. He was seen on video leaving Kelsey's at around the same time he called Omar. I am. I think I cleared that up, though. I cleared it up. Come on, Christy. I cleared it up. I cleared it up. You know I cleared it up. At around the same time, he was seen leaving that he calls. There you go. I can't read these damn spreadsheets. Probably a telemarketer. They were about to go live on the air with me. If anybody would like to call in, the number 719-377-0343. We're on a ping ride now, baby. Because now it's about phone pings. There's so many little cell phone pings. So the affidavit says PF and KB cell phones ping traveling from PF residence to same area west of Cripple Creek as on evening of 11/22. Now, this is where we make some speculations because I think she left out one phone ping. I believe there is a phone ping in Divide, Colorado, right here. That happens, and maybe I just missed it on the spreadsheet. I can't read the spreadsheet. And there is a cell phone tower right here at this little building. You can't see the cell phone tower, but I'm going to show you the cell phone tower in just a second. And you'll see why. So there's a cell phone tower right around this little building here. So I'm going to drop another ping here. Because I think what happened is that it pings in Divide. I heard it ping in Divide. KB and PF's phone. Then it heads west, but let's take a quick look at this cell phone tower so you guys can see they dress them up here. So we're on 24, and if we just turn let's go down the road here. There's the cell phone tower right there. So the cell phone tower, they got it dressed up like a pine tree. And that's one cell tower it pings off. And then I believe where we're headed to is west of... we're going to Guffey, Colorado, which is where the Nash Ranch is located, which is south of Florissant. Now, let's go here to see if I put in Dave Nash Ranch, if it takes us there, because I want to show you something. Dave Nash Ranch. So it's right outside of Guffey. I believe the cell phone tower is somewhere right there. But we're going to put the cell drop here just because. And I'll show you. Because it says west of Cripple Creek. I want to show you where this cell phone, just if I drop it on Dave Nash Ranch, where that is in conjunction to Cripple Creek. So, Cripple Creek's right there, directly west. So that's how we're making the assumption that he's going out to the Dave Nash Ranch, because we'll find out later from KK that that's where he headed. So, PF and KB cell phones ping traveling from PF's residence to the same area west of Cripple Creek as on the evening of 11/20. Okay, no, so this is... we got to go back up here because we skipped something. I don't know where the hell I went. All right, 4:30 PF seen filling a small gas can in Florissant at 4:30 p.m. So right after he calls Omar Frazee, he is seen in Florissant, Colorado, right here at the Conoco station. the Mountain Burger, some of you guys have now known to call it. And so we're in Florissant, Colorado now. The Mountain Burger is right there. So this is the gas station in which Patrick is seen filling that gas can up. And that's at 4:30, if I'm reading correctly. But I don't know. Christy's probably making fun of me. Thank you, Ginger Locks. Hey, Ginger, are you going to call in? Or are you just going to tease me that you said you were going to call in? Oh, uh-oh. My timeline lady's ready to yell at me. Watch out. I'm going to get yelled at. I did something wrong.
No, you're good. You're good. But there's something that's in the warrants that I think is worth noting right now.
Okay.
And that is that on November 22nd, between 12:44 and 12:50 p.m. So we're talking right after Patrick picks up Kaylee. He goes to his ATM at the credit union.
Oh yeah,
and he makes 3 deposits and 1 withdrawal. After that, there are no transactions on his cards until like 4 or 5 days later, like after KK's gone. So I believe that he made a cash withdrawal to cover anything he was planning to do so that he couldn't be tracked.
Okay, yeah. So he made a big... So that... What time was that, that withdrawal?
12:44 to 12:50 p.m. On the 22nd. He was at the credit union.
So for 5 minutes, he was at the credit union.
Right.
All right. Yeah, that was... I forgot that wasn't in the original. That was in the warrants. What? Or no, did they... Yep. Cool. So he pulls out cash 12:54. Okay. That's right after he left. Well, that's between, right? Because he's not seen going into Kelsey's house until at 1 o'clock. Yeah, 12:50. Okay, so no, that was after he left the Walmart because he said
he had Kaylee. He already had Kaylee.
Yeah, he had Kaylee, but then he goes back.
Correct. He was, because it's on the video, it stated that the baby seat and the baby were visible on the ATM video at 12:47.
Yep, ATM video, 12:47. Okay. Okay, yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for calling in with that.
Absolutely.
All right, we're getting closer.
Getting there.
All right, we'll talk to you later, Christy.
All right.
Bye-bye. So there you go. At 12:47, he makes ATM withdrawal. And the baby is seen in the truck. That's a big deal, actually, because then he goes back and he takes flowers that he bought at Walmart. And he was seen on video. PF seen on video. All right, what you got to understand is what has been said here. At this time, he makes multiple withdrawals, cash withdrawals, and it doesn't go back to the bank until days later. So he doesn't make any more transactions except for the transactions. But this is very soon after he is seen in Walmart with the baby, or right before he is seen at Walmart with the baby. Remember, Kelsey walks into Safeway at around 12:30. At around 12:40, let's say 12:37, whatever, 12:40, Patrick says he picked up the baby, and then right around 1 o'clock, between 12:54 and 1:17, he's seen in the Walmart with the baby carrier, the blanket, and everything that looks just like what Kelsey had in the Safeway. So for those of you that are questioning whether or not the baby was in the seat, come on, guys. Let's not turn this into a conspiracy. Let's believe he had the baby. Let's believe he's telling the truth when he says he met her in the alleyway. They got in an argument. The fight's over. Blah, 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 blah. He goes to Walmart. What's happening right now? That's what I want to know. I want to know what's happening right now. Is KK here? Has she left her cell phone with Michelle? Has she left her cell phone with her friends? Is KK here? We're going to go back to Kelsey's. So he leaves Kelsey's at 3:36 because at 1 o'clock, or at 12:54 to 1, he's at the bank. He's getting cash out. He now no longer wants to be traced. For 2 hours, he's in this house on November 22nd. Now, I want to explain something real quick. A lot of people have been giving Dad with a phone a hard time. They've been saying Dad doesn't live on Kelsey's block. They've been saying Dad doesn't live close to Kelsey. Now, I know for you listeners and for you people who've been following Dad, you guys know exactly where I live. So I'm going to show the world where Dad lives, so there doesn't have to be any mistake. This is the alleyway that drives through Kelsey's house. You have to understand, there is no access off a lake, no sidewalks, no parking, no nothing. Her address is a lake address, but the alleyway leads out to this road right here. This road right here is called Fairview. If you follow Fairview down the street, I'm still on Fairview, it turns into Woodland Avenue. Woodland Avenue is where I live. Okay? Now I'm just down the block, and this is Dad's house. I don't mind dropping a pin right there. I drop a pin here because people on online, they like to say that I'm just some lying some bitch, and I don't mind them saying I'm a lying some bitch. But I want them to lie correctly about me. So I want them to know Dad's house. That yes, my address is not physically the same street address as Kelsey Berreth. But if you come straight up the block, right here, the same block, right here, right, comes straight to an alleyway, that leads to Kelsey's house. So I say all of that because at 12:30 on Thanksgiving Day, with Mrs. Underground and my kids, we drove right up this road. And that brings me to a real close run-in to when all this was going down. And that scares the hell out of me. We were going to a Thanksgiving. So, right after we drove by, literally, Kelsey comes by at 12:35 and is seen right here. 5 minutes after 5 minutes before Kelsey drives by. How do you spell furniture, baby? Yeah. N-I-T? U-R-E. Williams Brothers Furniture is at the corner here, right? So she is seen driving up this block 5 minutes after the Underground family drive-by. So when people ask me why I'm in touch with this case, it's because I live right here. Okay? I live right there. This is where Kelsey lives. My kids walk to this library during the summertime. Right now, we have a freaking blizzard with a foot of snow outside. But they wouldn't be walking to the library. But I say all that to everybody because I just want you guys to understand that they did that month. Yeah, they did that week for sure because it was real nice. So this is real close to my house. And so this is why I got involved. This is why Dad with the phones got involved. So just to clear up any confusion that there may be out there for all you new time listeners. You 170 new time listeners out there. Make sure you hit subscribe and like. I don't normally do all that nonsense, but you guys can do that. Y'all are easy enough. I got 77 likes and 7 dislikes. That is perfect. 100% perfect percentages. You should always have about 10% of your likes be dislikes. So if I could get 100 of you to push like right now, that would be pretty awesome so that my percentages aren't so perfect. Anyway, if you're enjoying this live video, please like and subscribe, and go like and subscribe over at the Woodland Park Underground and Facebook. I would take y'all to see the snowstorm, but I can't. I'm not on my phone right now, so I'll go live from my phone and I'll show you the foot of snow that's outside my window right now. We are in the middle of a timeline video when it comes to the Kelsey Berreth case. We've been going all over Woodland Park and Teller County and Florissant and Divide, and we've even been crossing the line into Park County because of the towers west of. This is where we ended up on the timeline. The tower ping west of. I'm getting tired though. I might have to do a part 2 on this. You guys don't understand. I still got I got 4 pages of this damn thing. Facebook is down right now. They're doing updates. Good job, everybody. Thank you. Oh man, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's do a quick look at. Let's do it a quick. We're about to take y'all on a ride. This has been too much timeline, too much Google Earth, too much nonsense, not to give y'all a little break. So let's take a quick look and a little break as I narrate through the. Let's say I narrate through the town we're in right now, and that is the town of Woodland Park, Colorado. So let me grab a quick flyover here. So now that you've seen it on Google Earth, let me show you on real video. Let me pull down my media source here. Now what you're doing is you're flying towards Safeway in Woodland Park, Colorado. This is Highway 24 headed north. Or no, this is Highway 24 headed west. And I want you to take a few moments and recognize a few things. I wish I could pause. How do I pause media player while it's playing? I guess I can't pause my media source. What you're doing is we're flying right down to the Safeway. And so right east of, this is eastbound 24. Safeway is going to be on your right. And just past the Natural Grocers, which is the square building in the center right here with the white, they were still building it at the time. The E&T Bank is right in front. And Walmart, you'll see off in the distance down towards the grass as if you head south. Now we're making a turn to look at the Safeway where she was last seen. I can tell that my video is not necessarily in the full screen mode here, so let me pull this out and get it ready. So this is the Safeway that Kelsey Berreth is last seen in, and so this is where we've been taking you. The E&T Bank is right underneath us, right under where my drone is right now is where the ENT Bank is. And so now we're going to make a fly back up to Kelsey's house. And I want you to just kind of see the landscape, the road in which we're going to go up. We're going to fly north now. And we're going to fly right by the Sonic in which we will get to recently, or get to soon. So I wanted to just give you a kind of an overlook of where we've been going in the Google Earth search, you know. And so this will give you an understanding of Woodland Park. If you haven't seen this drone video, you can see this drone video at the Woodland Park Underground on YouTube or the Woodland Park Facebook page. But I wanted to show you this because for the newcomers to the page and things that you haven't seen, this is Woodland Park, Colorado. This is taken on January 7th, 2019. So this video is from January 7th, 2019. And we're flying now west up 24. I was the very first one to talk about the Sonic. If you look right below us now, there is a McDonald's there. That McDonald's plays no significant part in this case. But right behind there, now you'll see the Sonic. And that's the Sonic in which we believe KK was caught on video. We haven't got to that portion of the timeline yet, but I thought I would just go ahead and give you a heads up. That's the Sonic we're flying right over. You get 10 extra points for watching this if you can find my Jeep in the video. Obviously, I just gave it away, but Dad with a phone is sitting in that red Jeep right there. And then we're going to make a fly right up to Kelsey's house. Now, I don't go all the way up to the Williams Furniture like I should have, but I didn't. I go ahead and go as the crow flies to Kelsey Berreth's home. And we're going to go right over the trees here, and we're going to fly right up to Kelsey's house. And so I wanted you to kind of see, there's a couple of different routes that she could have taken to her house. She could have turned off any one of these side streets and go to her house, and we wouldn't have caught her on the video. The most direct route probably, and the smoothest, cleanest route, is to go up to the Williams Brothers Furniture and make that turn. Now, what you're going to see as we're flying over now, that big building in the center is the library. The parking lot behind that is connected. Those two parking lots side by side to each other behind this big building is the Cultural Center parking lot. Now, KK would have walked up the other street up on the left of the screen, or your left of the screen, and she would have walked up that block from that parking lot when she parked to come do the cleanup, according to her statement. Now you can start to see Kelsey's condos now, the brown condos on the top of the hill here, and we're gonna fly right up to Kelsey's condo, and you'll see, I don't believe there was a car parked in the parking lot. Yeah. So Kelsey's condo is just left of that silver vehicle. The parking area between her. As a matter of fact, that you might have been able to even see the video cameras on the building next to it. But her condo is that one right there with the parking, and there's a little bit of snow in her driveway. And you see how close the second building is? That dish, where that Dish Network is on the building just left of Kelsey's, right underneath that Dish Network is where those cameras are. And they've got one pointed at the parking lot and then one pointed back towards Lake Street. So there's two cameras, two Arlo cameras that were parked right there. Now we're going to make a quick flight back towards Safeway, just to give you another view of where. Now that parking lot right there is where KK would have parked. Maybe not in those parking lot spots, but it would have been that same parking lot at the bottom of the screen. So now we're headed back up 24 towards Safeway, and that kind of gives you a quick overview of Woodland Park, and kind of touch base at all the small places that we've already tagged, a few of them. We're going to fly back towards the Sonic video now. I think I'm going to do a fly over the Sonic video so you can take a look at the Sonic video. You can see Dad's truck there if you get an extra 10 points if you noticed that before I did. And we're going to fly right over the Sonic so you can see kind of where KK came after and had her little foot long and probably a little Sonic drink after she cleaned up, which would have been in this parking lot. She would have gone right through there and was caught on video at the Sonic. So that was a little breakup from the Google Earth. This is a live view, or this is not a live view, but this is a pre-recorded view on January 7th, I believe. Actually, this is January 7th or December 7th. I'll have to look at the date again. So that kind of gives you a little look-see over the Woodland Park, Colorado. Where we are now is the Dave Nash Ranch. So it is believed that Patrick brought Kelsey's body to the Dave Nash Ranch. He then put it on top of a haystack and tractor and headed back towards Omar Frazee's ranch. We got a phone call coming in, folks. Let's take this phone call. You're on with Dad with the phone.
Hi, Michael. This is Stephanie calling from Huntersville, North Carolina. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm just driving around listening to you. Thought I'd give it a call. I had a couple of questions and a couple of thoughts.
Yeah. Well, tell me what you can either give me your thoughts or your questions first.
All right. Well, one thing I thought was interesting. This was around when it first started getting really big in the news, and everybody's a sleuth and trying to look into any little thing they can find on Facebook, anywhere with, a name. And there is I guess it's a public group called Livestock Hauling and Transport.
Okay.
And he made a post on there on August 31st of 2018. Saying that he was looking for a ride for a 3-year-old female cow dog from Atkinson, Nebraska to Florissant, Colorado. So if I understand correctly, he was looking for a dog from Nebraska, looking for a ride in a way to get it to Florissant for himself, I'm thinking, as a working dog. Does that seem like I'm reading that correctly?
Yeah, that's how I read that. I actually saw that, and
you did. Okay.
Yeah, and that's how I read that.
Okay. Well, I was thinking, obviously, where the cattle. I'm kind of curious where his cattle is coming and going from. I realized that he's also trained and sold dogs, and I guess there's a whole network of people that are connected for that, and you could potentially buy it from anywhere. But it also got me thinking with these burner phones, you know, where did they come from? And was he in contact possibly with someone, you know, in South Dakota or Iowa or Nebraska, you know, that he was, you know, maybe I'm buying a dog, but can you send this kind of a thing? And like the buying and trading of the dogs, you know, something that wouldn't be easily traced because you're not mailing it or you're not doing something directly. It's kind of like an indirect.
So you're asking if he could have bought burner phones or had someone else purchase burner phones for him.
That or just anything really. Like if he was using that to his advantage with his transport of dogs. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I understand. I mean, there's you could probably go down a couple of you know, rabbit holes. Where did he get these burner phones? How did he purchase them? Did they come out of? And I guess with any one of those rabbit holes, you could say, well, maybe he used the dog training connections or the horse. Mm-hmm. People think maybe he threw the phones in a cattle truck or different things. Mm-hmm. And so, like, the idea that he may have used someone else to transport or to mail something from. I mean, it introduces more suspects because how do you explain that? Hey, can you buy me a burner phone so I can not be traced? You know, so that to me, I feel like that would bring more people into the mix. So I don't know, but it is a thought.
Yeah, I just started thinking about. Obviously, he dealt with lots of different animals and having that ranch lifestyle. I don't know. I don't follow a whole lot of crime stuff more recently, just with all the Watts piquing everyone's interest mainly. But I wouldn't even, if I needed a burner phone, I wouldn't even know how to go about. I mean, I just assume you could get one from just about anywhere, and you know,
yeah,
I mean, how easy or not easy that is.
Yeah, they're not that easy to get. I mean, a burner phone is just like, I'm on a burner phone right now. All a burner phone is there's no contract. I don't have a contract to this phone. Now, as soon as someone confirms that the phone is being used by you or a phone number that came from this and they find out you're in possession of the phone, it's a burner phone in a sense that, they might not be able to say that you owned it, but you're using it and stuff. And that's why the idea of burner phones is cool, except that they can all be traced to the location in which they were purchased. And so the idea that maybe he wanted an out-of-state phone or a phone from someone else, that is by no means like, if you were going to sit down and plan a murder, then you're thinking of all these things. This is not something... Yeah, and so it is good to think that way because there's something they're not telling us, right? There's a mistake he made that hasn't been caught yet. And even though he got caught, and even though, you know, the evidence and the phone pings and all this stuff is adding up to something, there are some other mistakes out there, and hopefully we can catch them, whether it be where he got his burner phones or what store he bought them at and stuff. I would hope law enforcement is going down that road for sure.
Right.
Yeah. So, what other questions? Any other questions or thoughts?
My only other curiosity was about the landfill search that they're going about. That's going to take so long to get through. Are they realistically thinking they would find more of like KK's cleanup there versus remains? It just seems, I mean, I know we would all love for them to be able to find Kelsey's remains, but it just seems to me like the trash would be one of the last places he would put the body or the ashes.
You know, I'm of the same belief. Like, I'm of the same belief that the body is not at the dump. And but I'm also I am under no illusion that the police have to do everything they can. They have to exhaust all their means to try to find the remains of Kelsey Berreth. And they have to do that for the family. They have to do that for the courts. They have to do that for justice for Kelsey. And the only problem I have with it is it wasn't like KK told them the remains are at the dump.
Right.
She didn't say that. She said, when I asked Patrick, when I asked Patrick where he was going to put the body, he said, I don't know, maybe the dump or the river. But she didn't give an exact, answer to that. She didn't give an exact timing to that. She didn't give any of those.
When she was back in Utah is when she asked him that.
So she said, so according to Nikki, who was in court, according to Nikki, she said this on her drive back, and she was in Utah or in Idaho when she asked him, well, where are you going to put the body?
Yeah, in her thing, she just said, I was back there when I...
Yeah, I was back in...
What are you going to do? What are you going to do with her ashes?
Yeah, what are you going to do with her ashes? And he replies...
She tells the story like they burned it completely. That's why it's hard to follow her, because she never talks about crushing bones,
Yeah, so she never... So she doesn't talk about there being any remains. She says the body was burned completely. And then she says when she called Patrick, when she was already back in Idaho or Utah on her way back or wherever, she says, well, what are you going to do with the body? What are you going to do with the ashes? And he says, the dump or the river,
Well, so my question is, if or thoughts, I should say, if they did burn her body in a tote, have we deciphered, is this like a Rubbermaid plastic or like a canvas tote?
Well, according to the affidavit, I believe it is she tells the story. Let me see if I can pull up that exact phrase, because I actually have it in this timeline.
I remember hearing talks about how either way, obviously I know with the body there's going to be a distinct smell, but with the burning of like a heavy duty thick plastic tub versus fabric, you think would be also a very chemical-ish, weird, odd smell, and that it would also burn into like whatever the ashes would be left over from that. I don't know. Seems like it would leave some sort of residue behind. And if that was dumped in the river, would you be able to see from above any kind of color change in the sediment?
Yeah. No, I don't know. Not in the river, in which would be the closest river to his house. That river is it's an ever moving river, and I would have to believe that if he dumped the body in the river, that Kelsey would, it's never going to be found. But with that being said, I think I gotta kill this. I want to just quickly recap what was happening, because I know I had some music going during a portion of that in your phone call here. The couple of questions were asked. One, there's a document on an online website where Patrick gets a dog shipped here from Nebraska. The question was asked, well, did he maybe get other stuff shipped here, cell phones, through other methods to try to hide getting these burner phones? I don't know if he would do that. It seems pretty easy just to go get a burner phone, but it's good to look at all of that. I think they can check where the purchases can be made. And then when we moved to the discussion about the dump, and that was, are they looking for a body, or are they looking for evidence, or this and that? And I think they're looking more for remains, because they're doing it for the sole fact they have to, for the family and for the law enforcement and everybody. And so with that, where's the body, whether it's in the river or the dump? And that's kind of where we kind of recap this call. I only did that because there was a little bit at the beginning there. I had some music playing. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're fine.
Any other questions?
No, I think that's about it. I've enjoyed listening to everything that you've been discussing, and
so how did you find?
And your wife have both been able to keep up and go to court and all that.
Yeah, how did you find Dad with the Phone or the Underground?
It was probably suggested based on the other crime stuff I started listening to. I started when all the Watts stuff got popular, and then I started listening to John Crimes and a couple others. So I don't know, probably from one of the Kelsey groups, I'm gonna guess.
Okay, cool.
It's been a while. I've been kind of a quiet watcher.
Well, thank you for calling in right now.
All right. Well, thanks so much.
All right. Well, thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Have a good day. Bye.
What you're watching right now is the area in which the Nash Ranch is. I'm actually on the Nash Ranch driving, and I go out, and this is right next to the Nash Ranch. This is the dirt road. The Nash Ranch is down, and this is right after I had gone out there to the Nash Ranch with permission of the landowners. I had permission to go through the gate and different things, and so I wanted to show you this video. On this video, we don't actually see the barn because I had no idea there was a barn that existed. Not that I didn't know there was a barn that had existed. I just had no idea what significance the barn played in. And so that's where we're at right now. I came out here on a tip that came in from J is for Justice show. So if you haven't subscribed over at J is for Justice, go over to J is for Justice and subscribe. And you can go find this video online on Dad with the Phone or Underground or Facebook. Right now I'm at the gate, and this is behind a locked gate. FBI was trying to get access to this ranch, but this ranch is owned by multiple people, and it's like a multiple landowners, 21 of them or 22 landowners. And so they were trying to get a search warrant to come out here and do a search because they knew about this ranch before I did. But I was the first one out there. Many people think that this could be the reason why I was called in as a witness. I don't necessarily think I see anything in particular because come on, look out there. It's 3 foot of snow out there. I wasn't expecting to find Kelsey's body. But now, since we have information about what happened, about the story that's been told, I am making a second trip out to the Nash Ranch probably after this damn blizzard and a few weeks from now. And I want to get some video of the actual barn in which they're talking about. And so you can see here, we're going through the ranch. We get up here, and then I'm going to take you for a flight around the ranch on the drone, and you can kind of see the vast area this is. And so when I went out here, I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm going to find something. If I would have known that there was a barn in which that played a significant role, I know exactly where that barn is compared to where I'm at right now, and I would have taken my drone right over there. The problem is you don't want to tick off the farmer or the rancher who lives out here. So I tried to just stay out of everybody's way because there are some people that live on this ranch. And so, but I wanted to give you an idea of this is where he leased the property to run the cows. This is property just west of Cripple Creek. This is property very close to the cell phone tower pings. So do I believe he came out? This is the property he was out on with Kelsey on the 21st. This is where he was at on the 21st with Kelsey. This is the story she tells her mother. And so this is where Kelsey was the happiest. This is where I believe she spent November 21st. She was out here running cows. Now, somebody just mentioned the Arkansas River. I believe the Arkansas River is not the river. I believe he would have dumped the river. Or if he was going to dump the body, he would have dumped the body in the South Platte River. It's only 10 minutes from Omaha Frazee's place. But what you're looking at now is the Dave Nash Ranch. It's the lease in which Patrick leased his cow property from. And so there are multiple gates into this place. And after I was out there, we get breaking info at the case about the barn and the haystacks and the different things going on. So that was a quick overlook of the Dave Nash Ranch out here where we stopped on our timeline. So I've done all that just to show you. I wanted you to see where this Google Earth stuff was. I kind of got thrown off on a few things, but let's keep going. So he goes from the Dave Nash Ranch, and he ends back up at the Frazee Ranch. Now this is the Frazee Ranch. I played this video just a second ago, but let's play it again and let's talk through this, because there's a couple of things I want you to take note of. I wish I could put my mouse on this, but I don't think I can. This is 38 acres of Old Ma Frazee's place. And so this 38 acres here is where they believe the burn took place. This is where they believe that Kelsey's body was burned after the fact. It would have been a couple of days after. And a couple things you need to take note of. Behind the barn on the right, there's going to be a water trough. And then when we get to the back side of the house, now this is not the same video taken on the day of the search warrant. This was taken after the search warrant. There's no police here. Patrick's in jail right now during this video. I made the drive out there for an extra one. And I gotta check this text message. Y'all watch this video for a second. Y'all probably can't even hear me because it's probably running. No, Frazee Ranch isn't. Volume's not up. Y'all watch this video. I'm going to turn the music up. I just got a text about... We just got news, but we can't verify. We got to verify. We may have a picture of KK getting a new license, which means new identity. Somebody that is a verified source. We are going to do a double check on the photo. But we may have a verified. I need to get off this live video right now. We just quick breaking news. Just got a text. We are going to double check this. We'll come back to this. So don't give up on us. Don't give up on us, kids. We're gonna come back to the search, but the timeline video. It's a blizzard outside. Make sure you like and subscribe. Push that bell so you get the notification. We just got breaking news that KK may be getting a new identity. KK may be getting a new identity right here in Colorado. We'll be back.